What's up, beautiful gang? Growing up, I seen a lot of my friends always wanted to, I won't say wanted to, but always they felt like they had to pretend to get somebody to like them. And I'm talking about male or females because growing up, I had more male friends than females, but I'm talking about male and females. So a lot of them felt like who they were wasn't enough, so they felt like they had to be something. They have to pretend to be something to get who they really wanted, okay? And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be 100. It's coming from the realist, okay? And the thing is that when you do that, the person falls in love with who they think you are. And then once they find out who you really are, it goes downwards from there. And when you are in a position like that, or a situation like that, you're really setting yourself up for failure. Like, and I'm talking about facts. Like, you're setting yourself up for failure. I remember growing up, my friends and men would tell me that too. They were like, bro, like, you're the same, like, all the time. Like, you never, like, you don't switch up. Like, and you're not dainty. Like, you're not submissive. You know, and my female friends and the males would be like, you have to be submissive. Like, nobody's gonna want somebody that's tough like that. Nobody's gonna want somebody that has a backbone like that. And I know I sound crazy, but I'm just telling y'all what they. I'm just telling y'all what they told me. Okay. And my friends, some of my friends, my old friends, would try to change who I was because they felt like it wasn't feminine enough. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're like, if you want to get a man, you gotta walk like this. If you want to get a man, you gotta talk like this. And I'm like, look, like, I understand that y'all feel like, you know, who I am is not enough, but I know who I am is enough. So the way I am, I'm gonna stick to that. And I don't want to attract fake. I don't want to have to, every time I see this dude, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and put it on real fast. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't like being uncomfortable. And what I'm like, 1,000% myself. Like, who y'all see is who I am every day. With my family members, friends, co-workers, that's who I am. I always wanted somebody to fall in love with the real myself. And so I told him, I'm like, look, I'm not going to alter my personality. I'm not going to change the way I walk, change the way I talk because I want somebody to love me. I'm not going to do that because I want somebody to really love me, flaws and all. So me being the real one that I am, I stuck to that, right? I stuck to it. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard to find a man, okay? I won't say hard to find a man, but I would talk to people and stuff like that, and it just never worked out because they like me, but I wasn't what they were looking for, right? So I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, I could be the homie if that's what you want. That's what they used to tell me. Oh, you could be the homie though. You know what I mean? You could chill, come kiki, we can hang out. So that's cool. You know, I'm okay with that. But I'm not gonna compromise my strength. I'm not gonna compromise who I am to get somebody. Okay? So, moral of the story is that me remaining and staying true to who I am, I ended up finding somebody that loved me for me. Right? And with my husband, we had long conversations. And we were friends for a very long time. Before we got in a relationship, got married, had a baby. No, I'm lying. Had a baby, got married. You know, I'm not going fake on here. Be fake. Had a baby, got married, all that stuff. I spoke to him on the phone for hours. We hung out. I really wanted him to get to know me. I didn't want to, let me turn the air down. I did not want him, I wanted to show him who I was because I wanted him to see, okay, like, this is who she is. Is this something that I want or not? My husband, he always told me, he was like, that's what I love most about you is your strength. I can really talk to you. And I'm like, okay, see, so you do have people. It is possible to find somebody that loves who you are. You don't have to pretend to be anything. And once that was said, I was like, he's the one. Me being true to who I am, me not lowering my standards, me not lowering my boundaries, I found a real life love, a real life long lasting companionship A beautiful relationship from God, I believe, because I knew when I first saw my husband, I knew what it was in high school. I zoned out and I was looking at him and I'm like, watch me marry somebody like this. And then I'm like, what? You tripping, bro. He ain't even your type. What you mean? You like them athletes. What you mean? I thought I was tripping. I was like, bro, you tripping. Then a few years later, we ended up getting married. What irritated me, some of my friends, we'll go out, we'll be chilling and all that stuff. You know, everybody having a good time. My old friends that I had to cut off, unfortunately, excuse me, they were some beautiful ass people. Had a great, like, love to have a great time. They're so giving, so loving. Like, I love who they are. Even though we're on different paths, I won't dare get on here and badmouth any of them because they were beautiful friends to me. It's just that we grew apart. But some of my friends, some of them will be chilling, having a good time, and then a dude comes around and then they be like, so yeah, what were you saying? I'm like, and they will get mad at me, right? I was a friend that they always got mad at me because I always said what it was. Always. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes like that will get me in trouble. And I learned, I'm like, Michelle, sometimes you gotta shut up, bro. You don't gotta call people out all the time. You just peep it, notice it, don't say nothing. At the end, when, you know, it's just you and that person, then you go ahead and you bring it up and be like, hey, like, you know what I mean? I had this, you know, let me stop saying you know what I mean. But, hey, I gotta talk to you because, like, when we're hanging out with so-and-so, like, I don't understand why you're switching up like that. I didn't really understand your vibe. Can you explain to me what was going on? Because it made me feel uncomfortable because I know you don't act like that. You know, instead of doing that, I will get irritated and just in front of everybody. You know damn well you don't talk like that. Or I'd be like, hey, like, so the dude comes around and you want to switch up? Like, you know you don't act like that. And people used to get mad, but it used to agitate me because I always tell my friends, you're gorgeous. The way you are, like, somebody's gonna like that. You don't have to change. Don't change. Don't change. Don't allow a man to come in here, shake up your world because they want to be a manipulator and they want you to be who they want you to be. You're going to be unhappy. Yeah, it was a struggle because people will always judge me and feel like, you know, the way I am, I'm weird and I'm not realistic and I think too positive all the time and people will try to, you know, just corrupt my spirit. But you got to stand on who you are with 10 toes. You got to stand on your confidence on all 10 toes. You got to stand on who you are at all times and don't bend. And I told my friends that, I'm like, if you don't feel like you're enough, if you put out that energy, that vibe that you're not enough, you're gonna attract men that prey on that. You know? And you're gonna be unhappy because you're gonna be in a situation where you're waking up with this man or you're waking up with this woman and you're like, dang, like, I'm unhappy. I'm pretending to be somebody that I'm not. I just want to be free and just be able to be myself. I don't want to have to get up and 24 hours of the day or 12 hours of the day pretend and be somebody else. I didn't want to do that. Once I picked up that somebody, like, if I'm myself and they're like, Michelle, you why are you talking like that? Why are you walking like that? Why are you acting like that? I'd be like, nope, I'm sorry. Nope. This is not a situation for me. That's why anybody around me, right? Anybody that around me, I like to be around free-spirited people that love to dream and think about the positive and that are just like open books, but private at the same time, if that makes sense. I love to be around people like that because that's how I am. So I don't want to be with somebody to where I'm unhappy because I can't be who I truly am. And I tell my husband that all the time. I'm like, look, be who you are. I love you unconditionally. We're both growing. We've been together ever since we were younger. You're finding yourself, still finding yourself. I'm finding myself. But be who you are. I believe in that. People deserve to be happy. And I feel like a lot of people, they just struggle with finding who they are. Be who you are and love will come. Don't rush love. Because when you rush love, you wake up and you're in a bad situation. You're in a bad situation that you do not want to be in. Okay? You got to be honest. got to be yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to. And I always tell my friends, is it worth being in a relationship with an abuser? Is it worth being in a relationship with somebody that's verbally abusive? Is it worth being in a relationship with somebody that's controlling? It's not. Okay? So you have to, before you even jump in a relationship, you really got to find yourself. When I was single, I like being single. I love being single, actually, because I only had to worry about myself. I was working on myself. I was finding out what my show likes, what my show doesn't like, what my show would tolerate, what my show won't tolerate. I was able to get closer with God. I was able to find myself. I was able to love myself. So when I got into a relationship, I had a lot to give because I gave a lot to myself. So I was able to give that to somebody else. Even now, as a woman, I love who I am. I love who I am. And I encourage my spouse to love who he is, to be the man that God needs him to be, to find God, to trust God, to be who he is, to love who he is. That's the type of energy that I always want to put out. Okay? So choose yourself. Choose yourself. Love yourself. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I love y'all. I'm going to work. Peace out.